really don't want to do. I got a phone call from my bro Wayne. He asked me what I've been doing all day, and I told him I ain't been doing nothing but laying around playing the game all day. He said, hey, bro, let's go. Get up. Go get you a run in. You know, it's 9:32. Get up. It don't matter what time it is. Hard work don't have a certain time limit. Need people in your life to push you. When you don't want to do something, you know, to make you do it anyway. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's when greatness begins. Shout out to my bro, Young Wayne.
News came out of Crawford versus Brooks negotiations advanced to a different stage, is on the final stage for November 14th. Now, first of all, I want to make it clear. Gary Russell called out Crawford. He said, I'm ready right now for Crawford. Now, Crawford is fighting November 14th, right? Devin Haney, he have a date for November 7th. It's a week time span. So Gary Russell is ready for Crawford, who fights on November 14th, right now, and he ready to move up 4 weight divisions to fight Crawford. However, he not ready to move up 2 weight divisions when he is already on weight, 143 pounds solid cut. You saw him flexing back in April 2020. But he said he ain't ready November 7th. However, he ready for November 14th versus Crawford, moving up 4 weight divisions. Sound like somebody got caught bluffing, and I got love for Gary. You guys know my resume. I called out Cruz, Moraes, and every single fighter that avoided Gary Russell. But I'm always speaking the whole truth. You guys can't tell me to always keep it a buck when it comes to Canelo, when it comes to this guy, when it comes to that guy. But when it's Gary Russell, and now he's in a tough position that he put himself in, now you guys want to defend him when he the one that put himself in the corner. So as far as I know, he either come out swinging or wave the white flag. But when it comes to Crawford versus Kell Brook, they are in negotiations. It's nearly done for the November 14th date. I believe Crawford, I think, according to reports, he improved the offer to Kell Brook to $2 million. Now the fight is supposed to take place in the United States. From what I heard, no fans unless they allow it. So we will see when it comes to that. Kell Brook came out and stated that he 100% know that he could hurt Crawford. Now, obviously, Crawford last fight, I believe, Mean Machine was able to drop Crawford. Now, that did not count because the referee did not count it as a knockdown. Because Crawford is such a veteran, he got hit and he pretty much fell to the guy and held him. I remember Sanchez did that to Prince Nassim Hamed like 20 times. Like every time Nassim Hamed hurt him, he will, clench and fall to his opponent, to Prince Nassim. And that's what Crawford did. It's a veteran move. However, you pretty much gonna receive the full damage of the blow. Mean Machine was able to drop Crawford because he just landed with the perfect punch. I don't know why Crawford was sitting in the pocket. He was sitting at punching range, and he got clapped. Like I told you guys, I recall when Teddy Atlas told Crawford, you have the best instinct of all time. And I think that kind of got to Crawford a little bit, because Teddy, he said all that about Crawford, but then turned around and said Nomachenko, pound for pound #1 over Andre Ward and over Terence Crawford when he unified and became undisputed at 140. And at the time, I believe Lomachenko ain't fought Regan Diaz yet. But Teddy now, he's telling Crawford he have the best instinct of all time. He have better instinct than Floyd Mayweather, better instinct than Roy Jones in his prime, better instinct than Muhammad Ali. Man, Muhammad Ali will stand right in front of you and he will have his chin up in the air, and on some Goku Ultra Instinct, he was just, I don't know what he was doing. Don't try it at home. Don't try it at the gym if you're a fighter, because he got that shit you can't teach. That's why Ali the GOAT. But my point is, Ali had that Ultra Instinct where you can't touch the man. And Teddy Atlas, who's supposed to be A historian is telling Crawford that he have the best instinct of all time, which that threw me off because I'm like, man, if you really think that highly of him, why you got Lomachenko over him when Lomachenko only had like 8 fights and just lost to Salido like a year or two back, you know? But anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is I think that got to Crawford's head, and when he went into the fight, Mean Machine was not a named fighter, so he was pretty much trying to dog it out with him, but he made a hell of a mistake. Mean Machine just fought last week, and he obviously was getting touched up, but he knocked out his opponent. He's a puncher, and he's very sharp. You could play basketball, you could play football, but you don't play boxing. You don't go in the ring and, let me just try this. Let me try this out. You try things at home. You try things at the gym. You try things during sparring. But fight night, you got to break your opponent down. You got to play it safe till you break your opponent down, then turn it up on him. That's all I'm saying. So I just feel like Bud just wanted to dog it out, and he just made a hell of a mistake, man. I just believe he made a hell of a mistake and got caught. But I don't think that he will do that with a Porter, let's say, or even a Keith Thurman, and especially not against Errol Spence. He will be on his P's and Q's. So Kell Brook believe if he does connect and if he does catch Crawford, he could hurt him. So, I mean, like I said, if you box, you're going to get hit. If you swim, you're going to get wet. So if you go in the ring and you think you're going to be Goku or something, Ultra Instinct, that's not going to happen. You're going to get touched up somewhere. The main thing about the sport of boxing is that you don't get hit with power punches. Kell Brook, if he's still himself, because 3 years ago, he was complaining about struggling to make weight against Errol Spence. He ran with that excuse to why he lost to Errol Spence. When Errol Spence broke him down, we already know Errol Spence go to the body like it's filled with candy. Errol Spence broke Kell Brook down from round 1. So y'all guys can't take the credit away from Errol Spence claiming that Kell Brook, he struggled to make the weight, because Errol struggles to make the weight too. Every fighter in the game struggled to make the weight. But now 3 years later, Kell Brook could still make the weight. So if Kell Brook can make the weight, since he haven't fought at 147 for 3 years now, and he only had 3 fights since then at 154, he possibly could give Crawford some trouble. But I think Crawford at this point, he's in his prime. I think it's his time to shine. I think Crawford is going to be like Tupac. Errol versus Terence Crawford performance against Kell Brook. All eyes will be on Terence Crawford versus Brook to compare his performance versus Errol Spence. So he's going to have to stop that version of Kell Brook. He's going to have to stop him because, like I told you guys before, Crawford, out of his own mouth, he criticized Gervonta for fighting Gamboa. He said, it matters when you fight your opponent. That's not the same Gamboa all fought, right? Now, that same point he made, or that same logic, applies now on Crawford. This is not the same Kell Brook Errol Spence fought. I'm just saying things based on what Crawford stated before. So he's going to have to put on a show for sure. What I didn't like is what Crawford said, which was, I'm not motivated for this fight. He said it's just a busy fight to keep me busy since I can't get the fighters with the titles. So since that's the case, I just hope he stay focused. I know Crawford stays in the gym. He like a workaholic. He stays training 24/7. So I'm not worried about him slacking when it comes to that. But still, you have to kind of, take every fight like it's your most dangerous fight. Every fight, you have to approach it like it's your toughest fight. You cannot sleep on no opponent, because in the sport of boxing, all it takes one punch. All it takes is for you to lose concentration for 1 second, and it could be lights out. So you cannot make that mistake. So hopefully Crawford is on his tunnel vision when it comes to Brook and not look ahead. Look through Kell Brook, but don't look ahead. Call it window shopping. You can window shop. Carlos said, why does Errol Spence have to climb the ladder? But Crawford thinks he could just jump over the whole ladder and get straight to Spence. He don't deserve Spence. Now, there's nothing wrong with Crawford, wanting Errol Spence, because, in the sport of boxing, it's the best versus the best. So Crawford is top 2 welterweight. Errol Spence is number 1. Crawford is higher on the pound for pound list because he moved up more weight divisions. So he get that credit. So they both on the same level. And in the sport of boxing, we always push for the best versus the best. So since they both the best, you know, I got no problem with that. Matter of fact, I respect Crawford for wanting to fight Errol Spence, because if Errol Spence is the best, that's who he should be trying to fight. Now, if Crawford doesn't want to fight Errol Spence, that's when I got a problem with it. But if you got a problem with Crawford wanting to fight the best, you trying to stop the hardcore fans from seeing the best fights. This is the fight of the decade. So I'm pushing for that fight. You know, I don't care who he trying to skip. I mean, after the Errol Spence fight, Crawford could fight Keith Thurman, Porter, whoever. But for right now, I do want to see the fight. Crawford did say, though, he said, I don't want to fight Errol Spence till he's 100% ready, till he's 100% healthy. So even Crawford want to fight the best version of Errol Spence. So, for example, if Errol Spence doesn't look too good versus Danny Garcia, then Crawford shouldn't be pushing for the Errol Spence fight. And he won't be pushing for it because he already made it clear, I want Errol Spence when Errol Spence is ready, when Errol Spence is 100% back because of the car crash that he survived in a miracle way. So, like I said before, how long are we going to be promoting the Crawford versus Errol Spence fight? We've been talking about this fight for the past 2 years. So it's time to make it happen. Why can't Crawford fight Thurman or Porter? Well, for one, Thurman overpriced himself. He won $10 million. Porter is his mandatory, or he's a ranked #1 on the WBO. So he's going to have to fight him soon. Hate it or love it, Crawford is going to have to face a Porter. He have no choice. And he already said, once he become my mandatory, I will fight him. He said, you know what is up with me. I never duck any smoke. When it comes to Crawford, like I said, I want to see unifications just like he do. So if Errol Spence ain't available for the moment, then he should definitely fight the Porters of the world, the Thurmans of the world, the Ugas of the world, till he get the Errol Spence fight. But my main point is, for example, Canelo, and he ain't facing the Andres of the world. He ain't facing the Charlos of the world. When those are the biggest fights for his career, legacy-wise and money-wise, pay-per-view-wise, you name it. So you could criticize him for not wanting to fight those guys. But for Crawford, if he want to fight the man that they call the truth, then he's only receiving respect points from me. Shout out to my man, Led Mass. Way to break things down, young man. I appreciate it. You know, that's what I do. Breaking it down every single minute of every single second of every single round. That's how we do it. So I appreciate the love and support. If you got any question, all you have to do is just throw a super chat, because like I said, I'm multitasking, so I can't really keep up with the comment section if anybody got a question. Shout out to OG Swag. Like I said, keep me upgraded when it comes to any decafs, because a decaf get a VIP pass straight to debating. And I'm giving out a $100 gift card for anybody that got the cojones to call in and put a blemish on AKHi record. That's how we gonna do it, because like I said, I can't even pay a decaf to call in. All of these decafs in the comment section, every time I'm challenging them, they don't have the cojones to call in. Quit treating me like the Iron Mike Tyson of debating. Quit treating me like the young Devin, and call in. Guys, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decafs, the dumb casual ass fans that don't know shit about boxing. Word to shit about peace, inshallah. So to all of the decafs, grow some cojones and call in, because some of you decafs act like you got female parts. With that being stated, it's split decision. It's my take, the fans' take, but the truth take separate. There's two sides to every story, but when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. And that's the new media way. We always speak the whole absolute truth, and we put it together like puzzle. I could care less about an opinion. Facts over emotion. We don't speak emotionally. We speak factually and logically, and we support our logic with facts. Some of these decafs, they be acting like Stevie Wonder, like they don't see the facts and the truth right in front of their face. So, like I said, I already put the whole truth together like puzzle. I stick with the truth from day one. I will always stick with the truth to the end of my days. That's just how I roll with the truth, and I come with the truth. So if you don't like the truth, you ain't gonna like AKHi. AKHi is undefeated because I speak the truth. The truth is undefeated. Not AKHi. I'm just speaking the truth. That's why I'm over here knocking cats left and right, because it's easy work. You guys making it easy on me. So grow some cojones and call in. Quit treating AKHi like the Iron Mike of debate and the most feared. I know the truth is these decafs kryptonite. Well, please come with a better argument next time, because if I had a lower IQ, I could have enjoyed y'all pathetic debate. But I have a higher IQ. I'll be dead ass losing brain cells debating with you decafs, because you guys come with nothing but your opinion ass excuse, the dusty excuses that I gotta brush off before talking about it, because it'd be so dusty.
They call me the problem, but you can call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can
don't have the cojones to call in. The trolls in the comment section, to the biased media.
Please tell me why you always leave.
Why you guys?
Please tell me why you always leave.
But never call in. To this day, you guys never call in.
To this day.
I mean, it's getting bad.
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.